Yeah, that's good. That cable's longer than normal. Cool. Oh, there we go. There we go. We are on. Wait for a few people to pop in because, yeah, there's like one person in here or something at the moment. How many people? Oh, it doesn't even tell me how many people. But Money Mental is in the chat, so there probably is one person in here. So hi, Money Mental. Anyway, Andrew, boom, #1 fan. I do like this new layout of the purple text. That's really good. Or the purple backdrop. I do like that. I'm glad I set it to purple. I like the purple. So we'll wait for a few people to pop in. Oh God, it's going to take forever for people to pop in. What time are people coming in? I mean, it's bloody 6:44 and no one's in it. Oh, wait, it's jumped to 15. We're okay. Right, we're all right. 15 people in here. Thank God. Thank God. I've got my... I'm probably going to actually drop this, but I've got my retro reselling mug. Retro reselling. Obviously, it won't be turned around that way because it's facing me, the logo, so I had to do that separately there. But just wanted people to be aware, you know. Got my mug there. I'm representing. Not myself, of course, but George. So, yeah, today we are doing an update on the time capsule video that I did on... Well, technically, it wasn't about 2 or 3 days ago or a day ago. It was a year ago. Because basically what that video was, obviously I put it in the title, but I didn't really explain it within the video. Because at the time, I didn't plan that to be a time capsule video. Hence why I didn't talk about it whatsoever in the video. But that video was recorded and scheduled for upload on the 7th of Jan 2019. Well, it was recorded on the 7th of Jan. It might have been scheduled for upload on the 8th or 9th, but it was around that time. So... the thing that I didn't realize with doing this is because it's a goals-oriented video, orientated, we're going to go with oriented. It still doesn't sound right. Goals-orientated video, I didn't realize that actually it doesn't make sense. When you watch it back, yeah, it makes loose sense, but it doesn't make any sense because I've not given you... in contrast to that, an idea of where I am now and whether I actually did any of those things in that video. But it was very interesting. It was a very interesting idea to actually do it, to be able to do a time capsule video. I've always wanted to do one. So yeah, as I say, that video was recorded all the way last year and it was uploaded and it hasn't really been touched since then. And yeah, it was just an interesting video to do. So today, we're going to go through a few of the things I said in that video, and I'm going to give you an idea of what I actually did last year compared to what I said I was going to do within that video. So, of course, I'll say that video was recorded in Jan 2019, and the first thing I mentioned in that video, I'll just talk about this, and then I will say my hellos in the chat. I've not forgotten. But the first thing I mentioned in that video was that between Jan and September 2018, I wasn't sending much stock to Amazon FBA, or that's what I was, oh no, yeah, that was right. Yeah, that's what I said in the video. January 19, I said, throughout 2018, from January to September, I wasn't sending many boxes to FBA. And my plan was to essentially quit FBA from January to September of 2019, possibly even all of 2019. So that is what I did. I basically quit Amazon FBA I didn't say it on the channel. I didn't talk about it or anything because I knew that I had that video ready to be uploaded in 2020. So that's why I didn't chat about it. And whenever anyone asked me about Amazon, I would kind of redirect or I'd just say, oh yeah, I'm doing something with it, but not a lot kind of thing. So because I knew that video was coming and I knew that obviously people would know in the end. So anyway, oh God, it's all timey-wimey. It's like Doctor Who, this is crazy. That's why I wanted to do it because I love it anyway. But so, that's exactly what I did. So that point in the video is completely correct. I actually did stop Amazon from Jan to September. I stopped my account kind of thing. Or I didn't stop my account, but I just obviously got everything sent back and all the rest of it. And then in September, October, I sent my usual stuff up to Amazon FBA, and I actually did that on the normal scale I would do for Q4. So that point was correct, and obviously that's what I did, even looking back in kind of hindsight on that video over the year of what I said I would do. But anyway, so I'll just do some highs in the chat, and then we'll get on. I've got a full nice little list here of stuff to go through. It looks quite long, but don't worry, it's not going to be that intimidating or anything. We'll get through it pretty quick. So with that being said, let's do some highs anyway, because we've got 21 people in here now. I've only been on about 5 minutes or something, 21 people. So, as I said, we've got Monumental in here. We've got the lovely Tracy in here as well. We've got Georgina. We've got Pick a Flipper. We've got the legendary Shazad in here, who I actually, well, I didn't see, but I heard for the first time ever on who was it Tracy and Tommy's live we did? I don't know. I think it was that yesterday, wasn't it? So that was awesome to hear his voice. We've got the Vinegar Jar, which is Peter. We've got Chris. We've got Richard. We've got Stu. We've got, I'm just going to click on a few of the names here. We've got Andy Reseller. Oh, is that a new logo? It looks like a new logo, Andy. We've got Chelsea, which is Alan. We've got, who else have we got? I think that's about it. Oh, Double Karma. We've got, who else? Yeah, I think that's about it. Might have missed one or two people. But say hello if you haven't already said hello in the chat. So, it was on Drinking with Andrew. He's selling hangover products to me. It wasn't Andrew. I'm sure it was on Tracy and Thomas. Anyway, so we'll get on with the whole review comparison thing from that video, because that's what I've titled this video, so I should talk about that first. And I won't kind of stray off topic too much, because I've got a list. This is what I need to do. This is what I need to do. If I did this every week, we'd be golden. This provides the structure, and it means that I'm not going off crazy here or there and everywhere. So I also said in the video about the fact I was treading water on FBA, and obviously I meant by that was throughout 2018, as I referenced it in that video, that, as I say, I recorded in 2019, I was kind of just, going through the motions with FBA. I wasn't really I wasn't really sending loads in. I wasn't really feeling motivated with it. I wasn't really having that much passion for it. And actually, I've actually put there as well. Didn't have motivation to do much on there as well. So I concluded in the video, I said this in the video, I said something similar, that I would take a break from Amazon FBA for most of the year, starting back up in Q4. So again, that's just what I've said really, and that is what I did. Just to clarify it again, that is exactly what I did last year. As I said in the video, Jan sort of to September, I didn't do FBA, and then September, October time started back up. In theory, I would, now this is the more important bit. So I said in the video that I would use the time, the extra time I got back from Amazon, and direct it more towards eBay and more towards YouTube and all the rest of it. Where else was it now? I'm just trying to look at this next point, because I think that this next point might be tied into that point. Fear that I found. Oh no, it isn't. So that in theory is what I thought I would do. I'd redirect the time on eBay, and I'd do way better on eBay, and I'd possibly use a little bit of time on YouTube and do better on YouTube. I mean, that kind of panned out. The YouTube thing panned out, not necessarily in monetary terms, but in terms of content creation and hitting certain targets that I wanted to hit, both subscribers or views or just feeling good that I'd provided decent quality content. I'm very, very happy with what I did in that 2019 with regards to that. But in terms of eBay, it was a weird one, 2019. And I know I've said this 100 times. I know everyone else has said this 100 times. It was up and down. It was weird. It was crazy. There was glitches. There was things like Brexit happening, and there was I don't know, was there a hot summer as well? I don't know whether it was that much of a hot summer, but whether the weather affects it or not is another one. I think I've gone back and forth on this, whether the weather, when you have hot weather, whether it really affects your eBay sales. And now I'm leaning towards now it probably doesn't affect it that much, but you think it does, or some people think it does, like I've done in the past. But no, with all that, and then not really, because I suppose I wasn't doing Amazon. And for some reason, I thought that would give me more motivation for eBay. I said this in the video. I said that because I'm unmotivated with Amazon, that might mean that that's kind of giving me a little bit of less motivation for eBay. But it's not the case. It wasn't necessarily that. And when I took Amazon out, it kind of even lessened my motivation with eBay even more so. Add to that, as I've said, the uncertainty, political uncertainty, the glitches on eBay and these external things as well. Obviously, it's well within my power to be motivated and to put things on and to do well within my business. So most of the blame is with myself. But, you know, you add to that internal kind of action or potential action, you add to that a little bit of the external as well. And then things just kind of, kind of collapse in a bit in terms of your motivation and all the rest of it. So throughout 2019, what happened was I wasn't on Amazon. I was on Amazon at the end of the year, which was okay, which was decent, which was all right. But for the rest of the year, I was very much struggling with eBay to get this motivation for it, to actually keep going with it, to keep kind of moving with it, to keep kind of flowing with it. And I have alluded to the thing, and I alluded to it earlier on in Louise and Andrew's chat, that obviously I've got some news to share, or potentially have some news to share, that's going to blow this year out of water, that's going to make it completely different than ever, really. And that might be a potentiality, but I'm not revealing it yet, as I've said, because it's not a solid plan. But I do hope it's a solid plan. But essentially last year, my motivation with it was dwindling. And I realized that it's not necessarily external factors. It is partially an internal thing, but it's something that it necessarily isn't massively going to go away, in any big way. It's going to remain there in a little bit. It's going to remain there in a certain way, this lacking in motivation. And there's things I can do, and there's things I'm putting in place now to increase that motivation. And of course, this big plan thing that I've got going will totally blow things out of the water and will give me a freshening of motivation, but it isn't to do with reselling this plan. I think I've said that before. It isn't to do with reselling, but it will freshen my motivation overall as a person. So that's what was kind of happening with regards to that. In theory, it would have been brilliant. Invest loads more time in eBay, do much better, have better motivation, all the rest of it. But in practice, it didn't work out like that. So I wanted to mention that, because obviously I said in the video that it would have been, that's going to be brilliant. That's going to be how it is. But that wasn't how it actually fell. In all honesty, it fell like almost not falling off a mountain, but imagine you're tumbling down a hill or something. It was more like that than actually climbing up a mountain and going to the peak. In other words, anyway, so that's that. So I also had a fear. This is the fear. I had a fear that if I wasn't selling on Amazon consistently throughout the year, my account would be restricted in some way, or I wouldn't be able to sell the Lego that I had bought at Retail Arbitrage earlier on in the year. Now, I wanted to touch on this because this is interesting, and I think this might help some people as well. So I chatted to a lot of people who do Amazon FBA, like myself, back when I was doing it pretty much full time, in terms of, I was doing it all the time and not having breaks from selling on there. And people were saying to me, oh, you should be all right if you stop Amazon FBA and then start up again, because, you still got your account on there and all the rest of it. Now, in total clarity, I was fine. My account was fine, everything like that. But when I started to send things back up after my break last year, started sending stuff up back, as I say, September, October time. And I actually came across a small issue. So last year, end of 2018, I didn't have any restrictions on Amazon FBA in terms of units that I could store. Only the normal, 10,000 or 15,000 units it used to be, or something. I don't know. But it was only that normal, amount of restriction or amount of items that you could sell. when I logged into my Amazon account 9 months later or 10 months later in October of last year, just gone, I came across the problem that I could only store, was it 10 square foot of items? I think it was 10 square feet of items or something. So then I couldn't send up like huge amounts. Luckily, the amount that I had, and obviously with things that were selling and then me sending more stuff in once things had sold, it worked out just about okay that I could get everything up there. But it was very, very close. I actually got to the limit of my storage. And I think in its entirety, that was to do with me not selling on there consistently. So if anyone is thinking, and this is very important, if anyone is thinking, if they've got an Amazon FBA account and they sell regularly and they're thinking, oh, well, my motivation for it isn't brilliant at the moment, I'm just going to go to eBay and just do that or whatever. Be very careful with how you just leave the account, because it's possible that Amazon, for me, I don't know whether it's true. It might be a blanket thing across everyone's accounts. I'm not sure, but I just doubt it. So be very careful, because it may mean that you actually get a lower amount of storage when you come back to using the account months later. So that's something that I did have a big fear of, and it was actually a somewhat viable fear, or a somewhat, I mean, I wouldn't say I was completely paranoid about it, but there was an element of that in there. There's an element of, oh, what if this happens? You know what I mean? So a little bit of apprehension and stuff like that. So it was a correct apprehension. It was a correct fear, and it didn't turn out the worst it could have done, because I could have been completely restricted. My account might not have been able to sell Lego anymore. That would have been terrible. I managed to sell the Lego. I managed to sort everything. It was okay, but it was only just okay. And I want to again exercise that point. It was only just okay. So yeah, that was something I wanted to highlight. Yeah, so I've put there, touch on what actually happened. So I've just touched on what actually happened. I said if restricted in Q4 of 2019. So if my account, this is what I mentioned in the video, if my account did get restricted or does get restricted, obviously how I phrased it in the video, in Q4 of 2019, then I would essentially be saying my FBA journey would be pretty much done, finito. And my thoughts on that this year. So obviously 2019 happened. I wasn't obviously I wasn't restricted. I could sell stuff, but obviously I had this lower restriction in terms of items I could send up. In terms of, as I say, this year, I'm still thinking that I'll probably do Amazon FBA, but I'm not going to do it all year again. I'm not going to do that. I mean, just with the circumstances I'm in at the moment, it's a little bit uncertain within my life of what's going to pan out in the next few months. So certainly, I'm not really in that kind of mindset of wanting to do FBA at the moment. I've not got hardly anything up there anymore after Christmas. A lot of it sold over Christmas, as you would imagine. In fact, I've literally got literally a handful of items, literally about 4 or 5 items up there as of now. But then obviously I'm thinking I might start something back up in 2020, the end of 2020, so Q4 2020. I might start something back up then. You never know. And if I do, then that'll be brilliant, and I'll potentially make a bit of money. But it really depends on whether I'm going to be restricted or anything like that. So I think that it's a bit odd with my Amazon FBA journey at the moment. It's kind of sporadic, it's different, it's not necessarily consistent, and it's just based on evaluation. If I feel that, come the end of the year, Amazon FBA isn't a platform for me anymore, then I won't use it. If I feel like there's some profits to be had on there and I'm not restricted for things like Lego, then I will use it. But obviously that does also affect my Q4 stockpiling. So I've got to think of that as well. But again, that's something that I might not be doing to the same extent this year because of things that I will elaborate on in a month or 2 months time, or however long it takes to get confirmation of this new thing I may be doing. And I apologize because I know so many people are, well, not moaning, but they're saying, oh, I want to know about this. I've had a few people say that. And obviously, I would love to say, I don't want to beat around the bush forever, because I've literally beaten around the bush for about a month now on this. But it's close. And when I get the actual full confirmation on it, and if fingers crossed it does happen, I will do a video. I've already planned in my mind about 5 different video ideas that I could do on this one thing. And I will do a video sharing it, documenting it, putting it into, you know, an actual small little video so that then people can know and connect the dots and understand, oh, right, so that's how this all fits in. And that's what he was kind of talking to when he was trying to dance around the subject, so he didn't tell us. Anyway, so that's that. So let me go up the chat because I've missed a load of chat. We've still got a little bit to talk about, but not too much. So we're not too bad. But I know that's been 21 minutes of rambling there. I can't believe it. So then, oh, Peter Ray's in. Oh my God, I'm so far behind the chat here. Right, we're gonna have to go down slowly here. Right, if I see anyone new, I'll shout them out. Tap Peddler, you're new. I've not seen you in the chat for well, not the remainder of this chat. That's not the right word, is it? But for the first part of this chat anyway, I've not seen you. So hi there, Tap Peddler. Monumental question adds, did you see Louise finally gave in and admitted she's engaged? Yeah, I know. Yeah, I saw that video. She did it straight after our chat, didn't she? Because we had a little, what do you call it? Post, that's the right word, isn't it? Yeah, post live chat. So yeah, she did it like basically straight after that. No, maybe she didn't. Maybe she did it about half an hour after that. I'm not sure. Can't remember what the timescales were. I was reading. I was sat there. You know, I enjoy my little book corner at the moment. I'm really enjoying that. So I was just sat reading there for 20 minutes. Right then. Let me have a look down the chat. We've got DBG in as well. We've got Adore Endure. I don't think I've ever actually said your name out loud there. Adore Endure. Possibly. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe I haven't. Oh, yeah. If you've got any questions, whack them in. I'll fit them in between this last little bit of chat on the old time capsule video. Banhammer for DBG. No, Shazad, I'm not doing wholesale. I'm just doing... So what I do is, well, maybe like last year and the year before, was buy Lego for wherever I can get it in terms of sales, sometimes Lego sales, sometimes supermarkets, wherever I'd get it. If I could get it, I mean, now it's harder to get it at these discounts, but if I could get it at 50% off, I did actually, when it was about 2015, 2016, when I was first starting Amazon, I managed to get quite a few sets at about 70% discounts in supermarkets, but we don't really do that anymore. But you normally, now 50% is the top that they go in terms of discounts. But I'd get from supermarkets and stuff like that, RA, online arbitrage as well. And then obviously not ship it up at the time, but actually wait quite a few months. So I might buy it in Jan, Feb, March, but not ship it up till the Q4 to get the best prices on it. And also, because obviously you'll be well aware of this, way more aware of this than me, but if let's say you've just bought loads of stuff from supermarkets, every man and his dog has got on it. And if you send it up straight away, there's a big chance that obviously that price just gets tanked anyway. So that's what I would do. I'd wait till sort of Q4 and then sell it all there. And I'd stockpile. Well, I've got videos on the channel with, there's one video actually called, you might have seen it actually, but it's called the Q4 stockpile, or my Lego Q4 stockpile. And I'd get maybe about 10 boxes, 15 boxes of stuff, not a huge amount of stuff, but I get them and then obviously I ship them off. And then it's just a way of squirreling away a bit of stock and making a bit of extra money on top of my normal consistent sales that I would get on eBay. And obviously in the past, Amazon as well, when I was doing Amazon more consistently throughout the year. But of course, this year, and not last year, but this year, I've not had a consistent Amazon backdrop in terms of sales through Jan to December. But certainly it helped top things up even this year, just gone this Q4 with sending that stuff to Amazon. So yeah, that's basically in a nutshell what I would do. But I wouldn't do wholesale and stuff. I did used to do wholesale. You can't tell anyone. I know I've mentioned this before. You can't tell anyone because I don't know what it's like for tax on a 13-year-old child. But I did sell on an eBay account when I was 13, doing the ponchos, and I did all kids' pocket money toys. So stretchy smiley men, those foam flying gliders. I did them. I'm trying to think. Oh, I did Nintendo DS stylus packs as well, like packs of 10 and stuff. Only very, very cheap. So I'd be on there, buy it now. I think I did good till cancelled listing, and it might be like 99p for 10 styluses, but I'd be getting them for like 2p each or something, or I don't know, 1p, 2p each, something like that. I can't remember. It was 10 years ago. And I'd only do it to a very low level. I don't want to give the idea of I was some sort of wholesale bloody I don't know, some really big guy when I was 13, nothing like that. But, I would do that. So that's the only wholesale I've ever done. And I don't know where I was buying. I mean, I did buy once and I very much regretted it. I bought off NDA Toys once, but the margin on there it's too low hanging fruit, that sort of stuff, those sorts of sites. But the ponchos were low hanging fruit. Is what Zahir would call low hanging fruit. I think that's a Z thing, But the ponchos were low-hanging fruit. They were just off a site on Google that was pretty easy accessible, called Promo Poncho at the time. Obviously, I'm not doing them now, so I don't really care for saying that. But yeah, so I got them on there, and I was maybe making about 40 pence. I mean, it was actually a very, very good wholesale margin, because I was buying them for 58 pence each. And the most profit I would make per individual poncho at the time was I think it was about 46 pence net profit per one, which as a wholesale margin is ridiculous. I mean, that's like, what, 90%? That's ridiculous. But then slowly, again, Shazad, you'll be way more aware of this than me. But slowly, not only did more competition came in, which killed me, but Royal Mail put their prices up as well slowly. They put their prices up a little bit. But mainly it was a competition. 90% of it was a competition. But obviously Royal Mail putting their prices up and stuff over a year or so, maybe a couple of, I think I was doing it for a couple of years. I think it was about 2 years I was doing it. But towards the end it dwindled a little bit, and my net profit fell. So I think at the end I was probably only making about 25p, 30p a poncho, and I thought, you know what, I'm only making a little bit every day anyway. The most amount of sales I got, I don't know whether I've said this before, but I think it was between something like 6 and 10 poncho sales in a day. So it was nothing weird. It's like £4. But for someone who's 13, I was buzzing, 13-year-old kid doing that. I was buzzing. But yeah, but I thoroughly enjoyed it. And I've said in a video before as well, it might have been a 12-hour stream actually, but I don't know, maybe it wasn't. No, it was Blad and Jazz. I did This Is Your Reselling Life on Blad and Jazz's channel, 2 Aussie thrifters if you've not seen them. And I was saying how I actually went to this one holiday in Derbyshire, and I would have a laptop, at the time, obviously a crappy one, because it was 2007 at the time. So I don't know, 2008, 2009, maybe 2009 actually. So not too bad in terms of technological advancement. But yes, 2009, and I would take my laptop, and I remember being in a log cabin in, I think it was Derbyshire, and I took my stock with me, and I would have my stock in a little sort of plastic container, one of them under the bed plastic storage boxes, and I made my mum and dad take it with us, so then I didn't have to I didn't have an eBay store, I don't think, so I wouldn't have been able to set my holiday settings anyway, but I didn't know how to do that, I'm pretty sure. Don't think I did anyway. I was 13. But yeah, so I did that, and I took the posting things. I didn't have much packaging supplies or anything. I just had a few like Jiffy Mails and a few kind of brown envelopes that were a little bit bigger, so I could fit a few ponchos in each. So, but then what you can do is you can put like 4 ponchos, and they'll all go as a large letter. So if someone bought 4 ponchos at a time, obviously this is basic stuff now, but when I was 13, I was loving this. I was like, oh my God, so I can fit 4 ponchos in here, and then I can save money on postage. That's ridiculous. Who knew? It was so good. But anyway, so and what I'd do is there was only Wi-Fi. It was so annoying. There was only Wi-Fi in the main reception area. There wasn't Wi-Fi in the log cabins. I mean, we're talking 2009 here, 2019. Yeah, there's Wi-Fi. But 10 years ago, it was a little bit more choppy. Only very, very slightly from what I remember. But yeah, so there wasn't there. So you had to go in the little thing. So every morning I'd get my little laptop, go in the little thing, sit on this little bench. I remember this so vividly because I was so excited, and just check log into it. Oh yeah. Oh God, yeah, I've got another poncho sale. And you'd pack it up, and you'd be so bloody excited. And then when my mum and dad were driving to some sort of local town to go on a day out, within the holiday, I think we were there for a week or two, I'd try and find a post box from a poncho. Oh yeah, get them off. And it's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. But yeah, so I don't know what that ramble was from. I apologize. I don't know where I've ended up here. I don't know what the question was, but anyway, that's that. It was, I just enjoyed it massively. So, but that's that's it. Yeah. So that's the only time I've done wholesale, and to a very kind of low extent. And I've tried looking into it over the past few years, you know, when I've been more kind of professional, if you want to call it that, more professional with my eBay or my reselling. But yeah, I just can't find them. And all I'm looking at is low hanging fruit. All I'm looking at is the site. Like, I've gone through 30 pages, 40 pages of Google, like, you know, proper going through. And I bloody can't find. I mean, yeah, okay, if you want a 10% margin or a 20% margin, I mean, on a big scale, that would work. That would do. You'd be doing well, you know, and it's probably what you're doing, Shazad, actually. But yeah, but I was like, yeah, but 10, 20%. When you used to, let's say when you used to, because at that point I was used to the margins of, you know, used goods at hundreds of percent. You know, you might buy something for £1 and you might be able to flip it into 30, 40 quid. That's hundreds of percent. And so when you're used to that, and then you look at something that's 10 or 20%, and you're doing the figures, you know, you're working out, and you're like, oh, I just don't know. I'm not too sure. So, yeah, I've looked into it. I mean, I could look into it further, and if I really, really was so passionate about it and really dug into it, I could do it, and I would probably do all right with it. I don't know how well. I mean, I don't think I'd do incredibly well with it, but I think I'd do okay. But I just don't have, you know, an incredible passion for that kind of line of products, or that kind of, well, I mean, I used to have a good passion for that way of selling, but it's just, yeah, I'm just kind of happy with the used goods, happy with what I'm doing with that, really, and that's kind of what I've kind of just niched into or fit into, essentially. So anyway, I think increasing the Amazon FBA could be a good move in the new financial year. Yeah, but why? Why do you say that? I mean, yeah, it's a decent statement to make, I suppose. But what's your kind of reasoning for that? Sending voice notes motivates, I hear ads. Yeah, I do like. I send voice. I tell you, on Instagram, I send voice messages left, right, and center these days. If you ever want to have a chat on Instagram, you go down to my Instagram, and we'll send some voice. I love sending. I probably annoy people with the amount of voice messages I send to them, to be honest. But yeah, I've been doing some voice messages. Yes, I know someone who made a point of selling some stuff on Amazon prior to Q4. Sure, he said he had that too. Oh, interesting. To ensure he could then do board games. No, it wasn't a case of me. I was able to sell board games. I was able to sell Lego, but the restriction hit in the quantity. So, you know, I couldn't send as much up there. But yeah, I mean, it's along the same lines. And I suppose that if you were continuing to sell them, then obviously the issue would kind of go away anyway. Becca's in. Hi there, Becca. DB Resells is in. Hi there. I don't know whether I missed anyone who's jumped in. Oh, Gareth. I missed Gareth. Hi there, Gareth. Right, let me go on. Evening, Damien. Ads is telling us about his time capsule. Apparently, he's come out of it now. I don't even. There's something weird in there, Andrew. I know it, but I can't believe it anyway. But yeah. Right, let me go down. Oh, it's jumped. It's jumped. Oh, let me go up. Let me go up. Let me go up. Even Damien, consider yourself lucky. Oh no, okay, we're all right. We're not too bad. Richard is in the chat. I don't think I've seen that name before. Richard Downs. Ian is in the chat. I don't think I've seen that name as well before. Maybe I have. I don't know. I apologize if you are a regular, but I've just not realized your name. Ferraris are not suitable when you have young kids. What's that? I heard she's had a bad day on eBay, is considering downsizing. Oh, right, okay, cool. Oh, that's funny. Hey, Jimmy's in. Hi there, Jimmy. Oh, you changed your name as well to 2020. Look at that. Trotters into eBay Traders 2020. I'm aiming to upgrade the Land Rover to a Range Rover. Unfortunately, the dealership refuses to explain. Oh my God, that's funny. Right then. I'd love a Range Rover, but fuel costs. Oh, we've got Tommy in. Hi there, Tommy. The myth, the legend, Tommy. Indeed, indeed. Yeah. I used to get. Oh wait, I've not even had my cup of tea. I've neglected my cup of tea as well. One sec. It's cold now as well. Oh, well, it's not cold. It's lukewarm. Don't you just love that word or that phrase, lukewarm? I mean, who invented that? Who is saying lukewarm for kind of a tepid liquid? I mean, was it someone called Luke? I don't know. Did someone called Luke dip his finger in and go, "Oh, this tea's a bit tepid," and then suddenly everyone's calling it lukewarm? I don't get it. And it is actually Luke, like the name, Luke. Someone explain that to me. Bloody hell. It's like Venn diagram. Everyone names things after their own name. How egotistical is that? You say, oh, I suppose I'd do it anyway. I can't really say anything on that, because if I invented something, the first thing you get, it's getting called is add something. Or Robinson, so I'd put something like that. But yeah, it is funny how people also do the whole naming things after themselves. Venn diagram. I guess that was invented by someone called Venn. Yeah, it's possible. I don't know. I actually don't know, so I shouldn't really say it. It might be a valid different name other than someone's name, but it is funny, isn't it, how people say that. What's the other thing? Unit of measure and things like watts and stuff like that. It wasn't that after someone's name? Watts. I don't know. Newtons. That was after someone. Wasn't it? Isaac Newton or something. Is Newtons a form of measure? I don't know. Something like that, isn't it? Yeah, but obviously, yeah, it's funny, isn't it? That. Anyway, Ashley's in the chat here. So hi there, Ashley. Don't forget, drop any question. Oh wait, sorry, we're not quite done on this. Sorry, I'm going off, aren't I? So let me just have a look. Right, heavily focused. This is what I said in the video as well. Heavily focused on auction houses and selling antiques on eBay over 2019. Again, this is something that I noted a few months ago. So I said to people on a live stream, on a video, I don't know when, you'll probably remember me saying it, that I'm did I say it? I think I said it. I don't even know. I just feel like I have said this. But I was thinking of getting into a few more toys and games, and, you know, potentially trying to pick up a few more toys and games from, yeah, I think I did say this, from car boots or auctions or wherever I can get my hands on them, really. More toys and games. Because I needed that to kind of balance my sell-through rate. So obviously my sell-through rate selling antiques and collectibles is fairly low, and I wanted the toys and games to kind of balance it. But obviously in this video at the start of January last year, I was thinking, oh yeah, you know, I'll heavily go down the antiques and collectibles route. And I think readjusting that partway through the year or towards the end of the year is the better idea. I think that was misguided. I think if I have Amazon, or when I had Amazon as a consistent selling platform all year long, which obviously I was selling toys and games on there, it's not so bad focusing on eBay heavily with toys and games, because, you know, you've got Amazon as backup. It doesn't matter. So you can have eBay for antiques and Amazon for toys and games, right? But since not doing Amazon that year, then saying that I would heavily focus on antiques, where's my fast sell-through? Where is my sell-through over toys and games or video games or things like that sell quicker? The answer is there isn't any. There isn't any quick sell-through rate. So therefore, you have to admit that, right, I've got to have a very, very large inventory of antiques, or I've got to find another outlet for selling toys and games, or at least top up my eBay with toys and games more than antiques. And that's what I didn't do. I heavily focused, I didn't say heavily, but I focused in the main on antiques and collectibles. And because they're already slower sellers, and because of the things I mentioned earlier on in this stream, for example, the lack of motivation on my part, also a few of these external factors that may or may not have come into play in to a certain degree anyway, with regards to the amount of sales I'm receiving from eBay themselves, on the eBay platform, I should say. So that, I think, was a good thing to change or to revise when I did, a few months ago, and think, hang on a minute, actually, didn't have the foresight to see that without that consistent backdrop of Amazon selling toys and games, where are my faster, more consistent sales coming from, opposed to just, let's say, the antiques and collectibles on eBay, which, as I say, have a slower sell-through rate. And I don't have 10,000 items on eBay, so I've not got the inventory to back up or to justify that lower sell-through rate, right? So that was something that obviously I wanted to bring up, and I wanted to say about how the focus on toys and games would be better from now going forward, and also, as I mentioned in the past a few months ago. So and I also mentioned about higher value antiques. Well, we can just replace that with higher value toys, or if I'm still sticking with a few antiques, yes, I could do slightly more better value antiques and then do toys. I could actually do slightly higher value antiques and then toys as my bread and butter, or simply swap out the antiques altogether for toys, both bread and butter and higher value. And with the faster sell-through rate, of course, you're getting you're getting more turnover and more profit ultimately, depending on your buying price. Of course, it's all subjective, because if you've got a crap buying price, it doesn't matter what your sell-through rate is. I mean, you're not going to be making any money, or you're not going to be making hardly any money. So it's all about the buying price really here as well, not just the sell-through rate. And people do talk a lot about sell-through rates, but what is the point in having a good sell-through rate if you've not got a good profit on the items that you're selling? It's like ridiculous. But so anyway, that's something good to know. And then also, I just wanted to kind of sum up by saying, obviously, and I said this in the video, I touched on the fact that having a plan doesn't make things set in stone, and things are going to change throughout the year. And that's funny that I should say that at the end of that video, because from this video and from this kind of summing up and clarification of what actually did happen, it kind of gives you that idea of, oh yeah, things definitely did change. Things definitely are subject to change, but it's always good. It does not invalidate having or creating a business plan for, year by year, month by month, quarter by quarter, every 6 months, bi-yearly, whatever it may be. It doesn't invalidate that. You've got to have some sort of direction, some sort of plan, but also in the back of your mind, think, right, I've got to be malleable. I've got to think, what needs doing, where do these changes lie? For the most part, I've got it wrong. I'm going to be totally honest. Most part, I've got it wrong. And I have ended up each year changing something, and then possibly even the change has been wrong, and then put it back. And then some years, the change has been good. I mean, there were some brilliant changes I made. So the first in 2015, 2016, for about the first year or two, selling on Amazon, doing Amazon FBA, best decision I made for my business, because that the turnover and the profit on that, especially with, as I mentioned earlier on, getting being able to get the Lego at really severe discounts, which you can't really do any longer unless you're going to really go dig down hunting deep for it. But getting the Lego for 70% off, something like that, meant that I could send in, not only could I get a decent amount of it and send it in Q4, I could do really well in terms of profit, because, as I just mentioned, I've got a really good buying price, and that coupled with the higher sell-through rate on the Lego on Amazon, as you would expect, it's a higher sell-through item. Well, in the most part, I mean, there's some Lego sets that aren't very good, sell-through. But yeah, with that was a brilliant decision. But then, and I could see this coming, I could see the changes in Amazon, the things that were restricting, the things. I mean, even this last year, this Q4, I didn't think some of the Lego items actually went as high as they should do. And so that's another indicator to me, hang on, and a change is coming, or I need to make a change. I need to get ahead of this change. And so, yeah, sometimes I've made mistakes. A lot of the times I've made mistakes, but then other times, it's odd actually, because sometimes those mistakes have led to changes down the road that have then obviously meant that I actually make a brilliant decision and stuff. So it's always in flux, it's always changing, but you've always got to have some level of basis of a structured plan and then be malleable after that. So, start of the year or whatever, maybe make a little plan, couple of pages, a piece of paper, whatever it may be, I don't know. Make that plan, but think in your mind, right, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to stick to this the best I can. But saying that, if something comes along that I think actually I ought to be taking note of this and changing and being a little bit malleable, then obviously potentially do that, potentially change, and be malleable in such a way, and be able to be shaped as well a little bit by the new knowledge that you're getting, the new information that you're getting, and then that may lead to a better decision, or it might not. Unfortunately, it might not. It might lead to a mistake, but this is why you've got to, review the information a little bit and then make a decision. And then, at some point you're going to have to make a decision. You can't just review information forever, but, you make a decision at some point, and then it works out or it doesn't work out, but at least you made a decision, Otherwise you're that person who just sits there twiddling his thumbs or, doing this like, oh God, I'm too scared to even make a decision. Well, that's not going to get you anywhere. You have to make a bloody decision. I'm sorry. That's what life is about. Life is about making decisions. If you don't make it, right, okay, I want to go to the movies. But there's that new Iron Man film, but also, I like that new Mary Poppins film. Oh, bloody, Iron Man. And you see, you get wrapped up in it, and you never make a bloody decision, and then you never live. You never go to the bloody movies. So, make a decision, But anyway, that's just my thoughts on it. And my thoughts are probably wrong, so it's okay. Just don't listen to any of my advice because they're probably wrong. I'm only 23. I can't be that intelligent, can I really? So, just take it with a grain of salt. I bet Ads had a 3-piece suit on at 13, king of his country empire. No, I didn't have a 3-piece suit on. I didn't get into suits till about 17, maybe 16, 17, I would say, 17. And then, Louise showed on her live, not the other day, but earlier on, of me in that bow tie. I don't know when that was. Was that prom? No, that wasn't prom, was it? Or was it? No, it wasn't prom. That wasn't prom. Might have been a works do of some sort when I was working at the auction house, but I can't remember. Anyway, let me have a look. Never again. Next question, says Shazad, never again. I know I can talk. That's what it is with me. You get me, you get basically a detailed answer if you want to ask me a question kind of thing. Well, some of them. Otherwise, if it's a good question, if it's a crap question, I'll be I'll do this, and then move on to a better question. Anyway, Gareth says, is this a good question or is this a bad question? We'll find out in the length of my answer. Gareth says, what is the best method for shipping large items? Oh God, I don't know. I don't deal with large items, do I? I really haven't a clue. It's a good question, but it's just not a question that I can answer at any length because I don't ship lot. Who you want to talk to, and you'll get a good, lengthy, meaty answer off him for this. George Ross. He ships all these TVs. He ships. I think he shipped skis and stuff before. And is that me making it up? I don't know, but he shipped a lot of stuff. He shipped furniture. There you go. That's large items. But no, I don't really buy large items. And I'll be honest, I can't be bothered. I can't be bothered shipping them. I cannot be bothered getting them home, lugging them home. Oh, God, this is heavy. Oh, right, store it. And then it takes up about tons of storage space, about 60 feet in your bloody storage. Of course, that's an over-exaggeration, but, you get it. So it takes about 60 feet in your storage. I mean, oh, God, bloody hell, this is it. Why did I pick this up? Why the bloody hell did I pick this up? Oh, God, now I've got to wrap this. How do I bloody wrap this thing? I've not got a box big enough for this crap. Right, and then you put it down. Oh, right, I'll have to get some card around this, like a bubble wrap or a big bubble. Bubble cardboard. Oh, God, bugger that crap. So yeah. It's jumped. Oh no, it hasn't jumped. Oh yeah, it has jumped. Oh no, it hasn't jumped. Well, okay, the chat hasn't jumped. But yeah. So actually, you didn't say shipping large items there. You said what is the best method for large items. Well, I guess you mean shipping. So yeah, I don't know. Don't pick them up. Don't pick them up. That's a good one. Don't pick them up. That's bloody class. What is the best method for shipping large items? Don't pick them up. No, don't take my advice. Just if you like shipping them, brilliant. If you like dealing with them, if you like, bubble wrapping them and trying to find a box big enough or franking boxing and something around them, go for it. If not, bloody hell, don't bother. Oh God, don't bother. Ad saying, how did I ramble for 20 minutes? Now, you're a very intelligent lad, Ads. You should know this one. You've been known to ramble enough to hold down a 24-hour stream. Wait, it's not 24-hour. It was 12-hour, wasn't it? But I don't think I'd do a 20. I was going to say I could probably do a 24-hour one, but I don't think I could. Anyway, yeah. Have we got any more questions? Some people whack these questions. I was saying to Louise as well today, with no questions. I was saying, just do what I do and further show. Just say to me, give me questions. I'm quite abrupt with it though, aren't I? I just say, just give me questions, won't you? You guys know me. I'm not. I may appear a little bit abrupt sometimes, so I'm nice inside. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe not. But yeah. So if you got questions, whack them in the chat. You know the drill. We've got another 5 minutes. Oh no, wait. How long have we got? 51 minutes. Oh, we're all right for another half an hour yet. We'll go another half an hour. Oh God, that's good, isn't it? I do love a bit of spearmint tea. Anyone had spearmint tea? I buy it online. It's this Chinese brand or something. I don't know, Japanese? No, Indian brand. It's only a cheap brand, but it has a little picture of. It's almost like a Hindu woman sat down, like kneeling down. So I guess it's in. I don't know. It might be Indian. But yeah, so I get that and it's bloody lovely. I mean, I know you're meant to put it on your teeth, the spearmint stuff, but God, it's lovely in a cup of tea. I do like my herbal teas. They are nice. Anyway, let me go up the old chat. Oh no, wait, I'll get copyright. Didn't think about that one, did you? Well, okay, here we go. Right. A couple of pickers is in. Again, I'm just being honest with you. I've not watched one of your videos yet, and I'm meant to be watching one of your videos, Anna. So let me write that down, because now that's the third time I've said that to you, or the second time. It's one of the two. No, well, it's okay. I'll write it down, and then we're all right. To do. This is my to-do list for tomorrow. Well, it's not just this, but this is the first thing on it. Couple of pickers. Now, if it's on the to-do list, it gets done. Couple. Bugger it. You can see it. It's all right. Sort of. So yeah, that's on my to-do list now. I think I have gone on your channel before, but I don't know whether I've watched an actual video. Anyway, where are we in the old chat? Oh, we got Andrea in. Hi there, Andrea. I just went over very quickly an hour ago to your Let's Get Quizzical channel. I don't know whether I subscribed, actually. I need to go over and subscribe. I didn't watch the video. I know you put one video on there, live stream. But I thought, I need to check that out, actually. Because I did go over there about a week ago, but I think I just clicked off it pretty much straight away. And then I thought, oh, God, I need to actually go over there and check it out properly. Duchess and O'Malley says, go RGA Thursday talks in all its rambly go. I know, yeah, blooming hell, I tell you, it's a rambly today, isn't it? Where do you stand on the presence of aliens? I think, right, okay, I've watched it. You know what I'm like with space exploration. I like all the documentaries and stuff. I'm not really a conspiracy theorist. Theorist. That's it. Although there's possibly one or two I've mentioned in the past that maybe. But aliens, I'm pretty sure. I mean, look, we're in a universe that's like 99 billion. What's that? 90 light billion. Wait, no. Oh, this is so hard to say. Is this really tea in this mug? Anyway, 90 billion light years from side to side, right? And the Capsule space telescope had a radius of 3,000 light years. I don't think it's in operation anymore. And it scanned all these planets, and I think it was thousands of Earth-like planets. There was definitely over 1,000, definitely. And this is 3,000 light years. 90 billion light years is the distance of the universe from side to side, right? So 3,000, just 3,000 light years around our planet, right? Just 3,000 in this 90 billion, distance, because light years are distance, not time. In this 90 billion light years sort of end-to-end thing. So universe, basically. So 3,000, and it found like over 1,000 Earth-like planets, which are within what's known as the, oh God, I can't do it with this hand because it's spazzy. Goldilocks zone. That's what I'm trying to say. Goldilocks zone. And they call it that because a planet is within its Goldilocks zone when it is not too hot or not too cold. So like Earth is in the Goldilocks zone because the porridge, or the planet, is not too hot, it's not too close to the sun, and it's not too cold, it's not too far away from the sun. It's just the right temperature for life to formulate, right? So Kepler Space Telescope, 3,000 light years circumference, like kind of radius or whatever, I don't know, circumference, that's the one. 90 billion light year universe, and it found thousands of Earth-like planets. Even just in that, if one of those 1,000 have life, I mean, my God. And then you extend that out, and you times that, you extrapolate that, not that information, those statistics, from the 3,000 light years to the entire universe. You think, bloody hell, there's a lot. And I think they did extrapolate it out, and it came in at 17 billion Earth-like planets. I'd have to double check that, take it with a pinch of salt. 17 billion Earth-like planets in the entire universe, right? So if there's 17 billion Earth-like planets, now bear in mind, I think that I don't know whether that 17 billion statistic, all of those are within the Goldilocks zone, but they are certainly Earth-like in their kind of size and the rest of it. But if we say 17 bloody billion, if we say that even a few of them have bloody life, even like let's say 0.1% of them have life. I don't know what 0% of 17 billion is. It's what I want to do. 1,000 zeros off a billion has 9 zeros. That's 17 million, right? It's about 17 million, something like. It's either 1.7 million or it's 17 million, something like that. Anyway. 17 million. So if 0.1% of those have life, that's 17 million planets. Okay, I know what you're going to say to me. Oh, well, they're probably just one single-celled organisms, aren't they, Adam? They're not actually intelligent life. Okay, right? 0.1% of those 17 million. What's that then? Right, okay, 1.7, 170, 17,000 Earth-like planets that harbour some sort of intelligent life. Now, yeah, granted, those might only be, little animals or something. It might not even be as intelligent as us. But that's still 17,000 planets that have what we could class or categorize as aliens. My God. Oh, tell you, I should be a scientist. I don't get enough credit. I'm here I'm here solving the world's bloody problems, and I don't get any bloody credit for it. Anyway, yeah. I sometimes think I'm misplaced. My genius is not evaluated. Anyway, I don't know. Maybe not. I'm only joking. BCP's put a reminder in. Two Aussie Thrifters. I'm actually on that show as well. I'm on that show. Don't you know? I'm a narcissist. I'm on that show. Two Aussie Thrifters, Australian Bushfire Charity Live. Donate to support auction featuring Dwayne Johnson, Mothership Products. Saturday, 11th of January, 9:30 p.m. UK time. Go down there. I say we are, but it's actually Brad and Jazz who have organised it. They are hosting a charity event to support the whole fires that are all going on in Australia. It's a terrible time they're having. I've seen pictures of the air pollution and all the smoke and how bad it is. It is incredibly bad in certain places in Australia. So what they're doing is they're holding a charity auction on their YouTube channel, and I'm going to be on there at 9:50 p.m. I think my slot is I'm auctioning something off. I've got to find that item that I'm auctioning off tomorrow. But yeah, so I'm going to be auctioning something off for the charity, and we'll see if we can raise some money for the fires and for also the wildlife, because I don't know, but I think thousands, definitely hundreds, but most probably thousands upon thousands of wildlife have died or been injured. I think people have been injured or possibly been killed. I don't know about whether they've been killed, but certainly I think people have been injured from the fires as well. So it's a huge thing. I think it's all across loads of different places in Australia. So yeah, we're going to be doing that, which would be cool. So yeah, just go over there and check that out. Right then, let me go down the old chat. Question ads. What do you think will happen to Gallifrey after last Sunday? No, don't say that. Don't say that, bloody Andrew. I've not watched it yet. What are you on about, Gallifrey? Oh, I don't even know. But anyway, I watched the first part. I've not watched the second part yet. What do you think about the Master? Oh my God. I thought that was brilliant. Right, okay, there was one little line he fluffed up. It was when he was saying something, I thought, oh, it's a bit, it didn't quite work as a Master. But anyway, there was one line I think he fluffed up. But the entirety of that scene on the plane, bar that one tiny thing that I deem insignificant, to be honest, so I don't really care about that. But the entire scene on that plane, holy crap, the level of command that he had as an actor, the level of gravitas, the weight behind his performance, and also the way that he just sat down. He just sat down in the plane seat for a minute, just as the Master would do. He just sat down and just letting the doctor just digest this terrible dilemma she got put in. And I think that that's what Jodie's doctor needs. I think she needs a male Master who is going to confront her with that level of gravitas, because I feel that the 13th Doctor doesn't have that level of gravitas that some of the other Doctors have done most of the other Doctors have had in the past, if not all the other Doctors, actually. And so I think that contrast will do her good, and I think that will show in her performance in later episodes as well, especially if you bring him back and he's in there again. But I'm really glad. I love that actor anyway. I've seen him in quite a few. There was a drama or something he was in, and I really enjoyed the drama he was in. But I've seen him in loads of things. But I really do love that actor. I really rate him, and so I'm really happy that I'm going to be honest. I didn't see that twist coming at all. I didn't think he was a Master, and that just goes again as a credit towards his performance. But as I say, one tiny, minute, tiny little niggle is that I'd have to watch it back again just to see whether I really feel like this. But I feel like there was one little line in which the way he delivered it, there was one little line, it just didn't feel quite right, and it just took me out the scene a little bit. But then I was forced back into the scene when he was a bit more commanding again. But no, he was absolutely brilliant. Really was. And yeah, I'm glad. But I've not seen the second part, so I don't know about Gallifrey or anything like that. How do you feel? Oh, here we go. Here's the question. How do you feel about the return of the Master? The only thing I will say about the Master, I know that this is what happens anyway. He always comes back, or she always comes back in the case of Missy. And you don't know what's happened with the previous one, because like the previous one's dead or died or something, and then he randomly just pops up again. I mean, in some cases, not all cases, but some cases it's happened in the linear kind of or chronology of the show. And I do get a bit annoyed with that, because I know I hate to be a continuity hound and all the rest of it, and you can't really have continuity with Doctor Who because there are a lot of continuity errors. But I don't like it. I want to know. Because, right, John Sims' Master shot Missy with his laser screwdriver, and he said, don't even try to regenerate, or something like this. Don't even try to regenerate because I've said it on a certain setting, or whatever it is. I don't know exactly what he said, but it's something like that. And then she was laid dying on the floor, and then suddenly you get this new Master. Right, okay, if we're going to go off the basis of this Master is an incarnation between one of the other Masters that we've already seen, then, okay, we might wangle that. But I just don't like it. And I know it won't be that. This will be the next Master in chronological order from Missy. But I want them to explain it. Yes, I know it's probably a bit... I mean, how can it be fan service if I'm a fan and I don't like it? But I know it might be a little bit of fan service because, of course, they think they might, Chris Chibnall or someone else might think that that's how it's meant to be and that's how the fans like it. But I'm a fan and I don't like the master coming up like that. I want the master I want to know clear cut where he regenerated and then into the next scene, because as I say, I am being a bit of a continuity kind of guy here, continuity hound, but I do like that. I like that order of it. I just like that. But yeah, anyway, that's that anyway. I won't ramble about that because, oh my God, look, we lost viewers. We've lost 11 viewers. Oh, someone's got to share this now. We've lost 11 viewers because of me talking about Doctor Who. That's terrible. Right, anyway, let me go. He's gone down the rabbit hole. I know. This is why I watch Leanne Death. My God, I love his rabbit holes. I just go off on one, don't I? It's crazy. They always go up in value. Probably going to sell one this year. Don't need the two. What goes up in value? I don't know what. Oh, Tap Ledler also says, Google, the origin of lukewarm comes from the 14th or 15th century when Luke was spelt Luke, L-E. I don't know why I'm saying it. There you go. You can read it. Which in Old English used to mean tepid. I have no idea why. It's just changed over the years. Yeah, it's weird that, isn't it? Luke. I thought it was someone called Luke. I honestly did. I thought Luke. Yeah. Anyway. Newton invented two motion cradles. Motion cradles. Oh. What the actual F is he talking about? I don't know. I never know what I'm talking about. I just talk, don't I? It's not my job to know what I talk about. It's my job to talk. Oh, that is going in my quotes. So someone remember that? It's not my job. Oh, I'm writing that down. That's going in my quotes. Bear with me. It's not my job to know what I'm talking about. God, I'm slow at writing, aren't I? Oh, no, wait, I forgot the rest of it. It's not my job to know what I'm talking about. It's just my job to talk. That is gold. That is... If you don't think that's gold, oh, I tell you, if you don't think that's gold... No words. That is gold. It's not my job to know what I'm talking about. It's just my job to talk. That is gold. Oh, anyway. Right, and let me go down. Let's get some questions in here. We've got another bit yet. We've got another 10 minutes or so. Come on, get some questions in here. Really, it's all blended into one topic. Yeah, kind of is, isn't it, really? Whatever you're talking about there, Georgina, I don't know. I always want to call you Georgia. I don't know why. I always look at your name and I always see Georgia. I always want to say Georgia, but Georgina. I have to keep saying to myself, oh no, it's Georgina, isn't it? Right then, let me go. I'm sending my first Amazon shipment in tomorrow, all being well, assuming I can find the USB lead for my printer. I have a feeling I've set it off with the printer. I sent it off with the printer I sold last week. Ooh, oh, that's not brilliant, but I'm sure you'll find it anyway. Yeah, your USB lead for you can actually buy them off eBay pretty cheap. I bought one a few weeks back, I think. Don't know how much it was, maybe £4 or something. I can't remember exactly. Right then. Oh, he's boondocking. Hi there, Cliff. Don't know whether I've seen you on one of the streams for a while, so it's nice to see you. Put me in a box. Mark's word contains explosives. What is going on? Mark with the words contains explosives. I don't even know. Ads has had a coffee. I don't even know. I think someone gave him sugar. Possibly. I don't know. It's just I do what I do, don't I? Right, let me go up. I'm so far behind the chat. Do you have unlisted? Put them in a box. I think someone gave sugar. How much stock do you have unlisted? I do not know. 300 items, 200 items, something like that. I don't know. I can't bother counting it. I'm not going to count it, but yeah, it's about that. Has he seen my .2 questions? Yes, I did, I think, and I've answered them now, I think, so. Don't trust anyone who doesn't drink proper. Oh, no, I do drink proper tea. I had some Earl Grey yesterday. I mix it up. But no, I love herbal tea. I love herbal tea. I love peppermint. I love spearmint. I'm partial to a bit of raspberry and things like that. Yeah, sort of the berry ones I quite like. But I have normal tea, and then I actually bought an Earl Grey pack the other day, so I'm gonna have a bit of that. But I had one yesterday, but that isn't necessarily quite normal tea, because the normal tea is just like English breakfast tea or something like that, or Yorkshire tea or PG tips and stuff, which occasionally I'll have that. I normally have normal tea when I'm around my friend's house, because a lot of them drink normal tea, so I'm like, I'll have a normal tea. But yeah, I mix it up. You know what I like to do? I like to mix it up. But I don't drink coffee. I used to have a lot of coffee. I used to drink too much coffee. Question: Could you imagine me on any drugs? Alcohol, coffee. I mean, coffee isn't really a drug. It's a bit of a drug, isn't it? What else? Any recreational drugs? Oh my God, I'd be mental. I would be. I mean, I'm insane now, but I mean, I'd be on another level. If you could spend a day with a reseller, who would it be and why? If I could spend a day with a reseller, that is a hard one, because there's a lot. Does it have to just be one? Does it have to just be one reseller? Because that's a hard one. Oh, I mean, I've wanted to meet Mandrew. Meet Mandrew. I've wanted to meet Andrew for a while, so if I could spend a day with Andrew, that'd be pretty cool. And you never know, we might do not only a meetup, but also possibly, I don't know whether he's doing this film thing or whether he's still doing this film thing, but that would possibly be more of a full day if we were doing that reseller movie thing. If that's still a thing, I don't know. But he said he was going to do it, so he might do. Yeah, so Andrew, I do rate Louise. I like Louise. I think she's a lovely woman. And yeah, I think that we would click very well in terms of, spending a day together. I think, I mean, obviously, if we're going to the US, 2 people from the US, Tommy and Tracy, of course. If we're going over to Australia, Rod, or 2 Aussie thrifters, they'd be kind of the 2 that I would gravitate towards. I don't really know others in the US as well, or I don't really know others in Australia as well. That might change over time in terms of if I know other people, I might click better with those. I don't know, or I might just think, oh, actually, I like them as well. I'd like to see them. I'd like to bring them in there as well. But Gem Reseller as well, I think I'd click quite well with her. Obviously, I'd like to meet Nick and Andrea, because those 2 were the people. Well, certainly Nick was the person who got me into reselling. So yeah, spending the day with Nick would be quite cool. And again, I think we'd get on fairly well. But yeah, there's too many. I mean, of course, I've been friends with Mel for quite a while, Mel from Sparrow's End, and we've been really good friends. So I'd love to spend the day with her at some point. But yeah, there's so many. I mean, the problem is you start reeling names off, and then people start saying, oh, why didn't you pick me? And it's well, look, there's hundreds of people out there. I'm not going to be able to say everyone's name. And yeah, it might be that I'd love to spend the day with you as well, but I'm not going to sit here for half an hour or 2 hours reeling off names. But yeah, so that's probably it. But yeah, I do get on well with Andrew. I feel like me and Andrew have a not a weird connection, just a nice friendship connection, by the way. Obviously that was implied because Andrew's straight, but it's we have a good connection. So I think we would, we would. Oh, I've hashed that up, Hannah. Anyway, so but we'd get on well. No weird things implied. And that just, the eyes there just make you think that there is weird things implied, so it just makes it even worse. But anyway, yeah. So Peter A, how many videos have you recorded ads in advance, and how many scheduled interviews? I have 3. That's it. 3 scheduled, ready to go over the next couple of weeks. A new little project I've got going. I know it's terrible at the moment. I've got little projects going over. I've got this big main plan, and then I've got these other little projects that I'm setting. Anyway, so that I'm setting up. So I've got 3. That's it. I won't ramble anymore on that one. Yeah, so I've not recorded much in advance throughout 2020. Right, let me go down a bit. Let me go down a bit. Is the toilet paper on the Enterprise, or does everyone suffer with Klingons? Klingons. I know. I know that's going to be a good one. You know me, I can't get jokes. And so, is there a toilet paper on the Enterprise, or does everyone suffer with Klingons? Klingon. Oh, Klingons. Really? Oh, okay, okay, okay. I think that's what you mean. Oh God, I'm terrible with jokes. The thing is, Stu has so sophisticated humor. I mean, it's sophisticated in a kind of rude way or a crude way, but it's very, very highly sophisticated in a crude way. And I'm not good with jokes, so when I look at it and reading it, I'm like, what does that mean? And then I'm like, oh right, yeah, I get it. But it takes me about 5 minutes. Right. Oh yeah, Chris, I totally agree. Tom Baker, John Pertwee, they were awesome. I mean, I have a love for a lot of the doctors, pretty much all of the doctors. Even Jodie's growing on me. I mean, Jodie at first, for a lot of fans, she didn't feel like the Doctor for a long time. But now she's growing on me, and certainly that episode I just watched the other day, she feels a bit more like it. And it does, sometimes it does take a while. So, for example, it might, I don't know, because it was 13, 14 years ago now when I watched it. But when they transferred from Christopher Eccleston to David Tennant, I don't think I really got on board with David Tennant that quickly. And it was the same with Matt Smith. Matt Smith was a little bit quicker, actually. I got into Matt Smith a bit quicker. It was mainly because of that first episode. The 11th Hour was absolutely brilliant. And that really set a good tone. It really made you think, oh, yeah, this guy might have it here, But yeah, it just sometimes takes a while, and I think that it's been like that with Jodie, and and now I'm slowly getting into it, and I think by the end of this series 2, we definitely need another series or 2 out of Jodie before I can think, right, I hope that she stays on for at least one more series. The Troughton rule, of course, that's called doing the 3 series, because Troughton said, we don't want to do more than 3 series, because I think he was worried about getting typecast as that sort of role or that sort of actor, and so he said do 3 years and then move on. And over the years, it's become known as a Troughton rule, in which Peter Davidson followed. He did 3 series and then moved on. I think it was Peter Davidson, and a few other actors have done the same. I mean, David Tennant did it, but he obviously did the specials as well. Obviously, I don't know whether it was his decision based on that thing that Patrick Troughton did, but and Matt Smith did 3, didn't he? Did he do? Yeah, he did 3, didn't he? 5, 6, 7. Yeah, he did, didn't he? And then the special, or a couple of specials actually. So yeah, but I have to agree, I like those 2. But as I say, they are all the. And I'll quote Missy here. Actually, they're all the Doctor to me. That's a quote from Missy. That was The Magician's Apprentice, or Which is Familiar. Which is Familiar. I think that's Which is Familiar. Magician's Apprentice. One of the two anyway. But yeah, that was one of it. Was that season 8? Or was that season 9? Season 9, that might have been, I think. Anyway, too many episodes, isn't there? I've not watched them. I've actually not watched, apart from watching that episode of Doctor Who with Jodie the other day, I've not watched Doctor Who in about 4 months, which is crazy for me. Really, really crazy. Isn't Doctor Who a kids program? That's all I have to say on that one. Not saying anything. Not saying anything. Right, okay, let's have a look. Oh, here we go. Z's in. Hi there, Z. Nice to have you in. D's in as well. Z and D. It rhymes, doesn't it, that? Anyway, we're going to go in a minute because we're getting close to that hour and a half. If you have any questions, then please whack me in. Any final questions? No, Andrew. No. That's, oh, God. I thought I was being weird, but God damn it. Right. So bad. Anyway, coincidentally, I'm meeting Jen and Louise in April. Yes, and you're also meeting me, Andrew, as well. I'm coming to the bloody Manchester one. I was going to come to the Wrexham one, and then I scheduled this thing. Well, I kind of forgot a bit about the Wrexham one, I scheduled this thing. I actually thought this thing might have been Sunday night, but it wasn't, because Brad and Jazz, they put the times on Instagram, and I thought they were referring to Sunday night, but it wasn't. It's Saturday night, and I'm auctioning off on there. But I'm coming to the one in Manchester, because literally Manchester is go down there, walk down there, like literally about 4 minutes, get on the train, straight train in, about 40 minutes, about 45 minutes when, boom, I'm in. So, yeah, so long as it's on and everything, you've said it's on and stuff, so. I have been here, but didn't want to mention my hate towards Doctor Who publicly. Whoa, your hate. Ah, well, okay, we all have our own things, don't we, I suppose? Yeah. I can't expect everyone to love Doctor Who, I suppose. Oh, Jasmine's in. Hi there. And I said your name right tonight. Jasmine. Said it right. Ooh, update on the soap, Jasmine. If you don't know, Jasmine was very kind enough to send me a couple of soaps. The lavender one, it's still going. What was it? About a month or two ago? I don't know. It was a while ago. But it's nice. It's all foamy and love. Oh, God, no. That could be turned into some weird out of context thing. It's all soapy and lovely, and we're going to go with it now anyway, because it's already happened. It's soapy and lovely, and when you rub it all around, it's like, oh, yeah, yeah, go on, clip this clip out of this and take it out of context. I don't really care. Probably will care when I've got more subscribers, and then it comes back to haunt me, but, I'll just say it was taken out of context. It'll be all right, won't it? Probably. Maybe. Don't know. Maybe. Anyway. Question: beard growth. How is it? I'm still shaving. I mean, you can. Nah, you probably can't see that. I've not shaved in a few days, but I'm just shaving. I'm gonna shave, and then. Well, someone actually said in the chat, didn't we, the other week, that shaving doesn't apparently make it grow back fuller. But still, I'm just shaving. I'll just shave. I might get that thing that we said, that solution. I might be tempted to get that solution that we said to get. Matt Smith took a while to adjust to, as did Capaldi. Yeah, Capaldi took a while. Yeah, I would have said Capaldi took a while. Question: what did you think of the regeneration on? Whoa! Stop it! I know you're only joking, Andrew. I know you're only joking, but my God. So if it can't be ads. And she goes, well, I've not really, I've not got to know her personally. I need to obviously chat to her personally. I'm just being honest here, because you could call me Honest Abe. That's what I do on this channel. Anyway, but I don't think our personalities would gel completely. I'm sure she's a lovely person, all the rest of it. I'm sure she's perfectly lovely in a kind of personal life and everything, but I just don't think our personalities would gel like, really good. But obviously I only know of her. I've not really even watched many of her videos or anything. I've not really been on her Instagram account much or anything like that. So I only really know of her. But from what I've seen, I'm like, maybe our personalities won't really gel that much. And that's not a bad thing between myself or her or anything. It's simply just the fact that that's how it goes in life. Sometimes certain people might not gel. And I just get that little bit of a feeling. Although, you never know. I could message her. I could extend the olive branch of friendship. And she might be absolutely wonderful, absolutely lovely. And we click completely. But even if someone's lovely, it doesn't always mean they're guaranteed to click with me, because the problem is, as well, is I have a very acquired taste in terms of my personality. Quite big, I'm quite bold, I'm quite out there, I'm quite eccentric, all the rest of it. So, yeah, someone might be amicable, someone might be nice towards me, but they might not gel with me, you might not get that click, and I might not with them as well. So it's one of those things, isn't it? But yeah, you never know. I mean, I might do, but it's just the feeling I get. I get that feeling, Right then, let me go up again. Oh, we're near the end of the chat. It's brilliant. Well, we get to the end of the chat and then we'll sign off, unless anyone else has any more questions. Ads, my son is good friends with. Whoa, that's so cool. Sylvester McCoy is one of my favorite doctors as well. That's pretty cool. Thanks, ads. I love feedback. Oh yeah, it's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant, Matt. Actually, when that lavender one has run out, I'll have to get your store name and then I can buy. Have you got a website? So I don't know whether you have a website for it or not. Possibly you do, but I'll have to buy some off you anyway, because it's very. I appreciate you sending it with me for free, but I'm prepared to pay the price for it. You know, it's bloody good stuff. So yeah, I really enjoyed that. It's nice soap, and I'm still enjoying it. So hagged, gotta run hagged. You never hagged. What's hagged? I don't know what hagged means. Tracy says gotta run hagged. I don't know what hagged is. Anyway, something obviously. Speaking of slow growing facial hair, I don't know what you mean there, but okay. I didn't mean for you to spend the day with her, Ad. She just got married. I mean, yeah, just because someone's married doesn't mean you can't be friends with them. I mean, yeah, we could go into the logistics of a male and female friendship, and we can go into the psychology behind it and whether it actually works as, you know, a man and woman being in a platonic friendship that is somewhat close. You know, I always argue on the side of, well, it's quite hard to do that, especially if, let's say, the woman is attractive and the man is attractive. It's bloody hard to do that. But, you know, really, you have to get over that kind of, the man has to get over his primal lust for the woman, and the woman also has to kind of get over any attraction. I mean, obviously, I can't speak firsthand from what a woman is feeling, but I would imagine that if she did have any of those feelings towards a man, she would have to obviously deal with those herself in a slightly different way than the man deals with his feelings, because a man's attraction towards a woman is a little bit more overbearing in terms of the lustfulness, the want to, you know, the want to be with that woman in an erotic way specifically. Whereas a woman's, yes, arguably, definitely, the woman's erotic lust for a man is actually more so, but it could be construed in a different way, in which the woman can display more emotionality with it, and therefore if she catches on to it early enough, she can kind of center herself, you know, and kind of bring it down a little bit more. Now, if the man can get over his primal lust, the woman can kind of calm her emotionality down with it as well, which is a big thing. Then yeah, you could probably be friends and there's not really any attraction there. It's platonic, it's friendly, it's nice. But I mean, there's a lot of people I have been friends with that I've simply not been able to be, you know, not been able to be full friends with because I harbor some sort of attraction towards them. There's many people in my life like that. So yeah, there's always that kind of background theme. So you do have to be, so it's one of those things that is a bit odd, really. You don't really know whether you can do it or whether you can't. It's one of those questions that is very odd. I mean, so yeah, it is hard. It is hard, that one. Anyway, let me go up the chat here. Married ladies always end up falling for me. It's a burden. I just have to carry on in life. Yeah, okay, Andrew. We'll say that. She's admitted she fancied me earlier today. Who's admitted? Is that leg over thing? Oh my God, what is going on here? What is going on? We'll give that. What are you on about? I don't even know what's going on about here. I'm very tempted, Andrew. I'd love to. Peter, thanks. It is not nervy. I don't even know what's going on. I don't know. I very rarely feel attraction. Well, that's possibly because you're completely fully in love with your partner, rather than you know, you're not looking for anyone else. You've got your kind of focus on your partner, and therefore, in that situation, it works pretty okay. If, let's say, there's not a solid level of love there for your partner, then you can always have your you have your blinkers on. You subtly look, even if it's slightly unconscious, you kind of look to the side a little bit, and then that's where this attraction can develop. And again, we could actually call this something, what's the word? Transference. We'd call it something like, I mean, I used to think this years and years ago, actually. I used to always call it love transference, when you think like you love someone, really it's only a crush, but you think you love someone, and then you can actually transfer that love or that crush onto someone else, because really you're not in a solid relationship where you actually love that one person and only see them. So when you're in a relationship where you actually only see that person and you've not got any sort of unconscious or conscious blinkers on, looking either side for whatever other potentials there are, then that man and that woman, there's the potential, let's say the man is in a relationship like that as well, that man, that woman, potential to be friends and platonic and everything and just friendly is very, very high. If, let's say, you've got two people who are single and they're both very attractive and they're not necessarily they might be a bit attracted to each other or whatever, then it's hard, it's bloody hard. Or you've got someone who's in a relationship and they've got their unconscious blinkers on, so they're not consciously aware that they're kind of looking for someone else, but they're not fully fulfilled in their relationship, and so unconsciously they're kind of somewhat looking for someone even though they're not aware of it. And then you've got another person who is single, and then that they're both attractive people, and they both know, we can both see, obviously, like you can just see if someone's attractive. It's not rocket science, you need to see it. And so that can be a situation where you can't really have that platonic friendship. It will erode over time, and then you'll end up falling into each other's arms at some point. So you've got to be aware of this stuff. Now it's perfectly brilliant if you've got two single individuals. They're very attractive individuals. They're young. They're full of feelings and hormones and all the rest of it. And they have a lot of, idea of wanting to make a move, in the sexual sense. In the sexual sense. I said it anyway. Anyway, in the sexual sense, then, that's perfectly fine. Go ahead, do it. But obviously then they're not friends, are they? We've just kind of gone, that friendship's kind of gone out one. Unless you do friends with benefits, but it's a bit, if you ever done that, I tell you, it's a bit, yeah. Anyway, so that's that. Right then, I am going to, well, yeah, but that's still attraction. I mean, that's primal attraction, lustful attraction, sexual attraction, but it's still attraction. And so it's on my board here. Do you want? Well, you won't be able to see it actually. You won't be able to see it. But I have the 3 stages of love on the board, and the first stage of love is primal love, which, this is my own conception, of course. Primal love, which is instinctual attraction, but it's a form of attraction nonetheless. And so we have to be careful there, because if someone doesn't know it's just attraction, or someone just doesn't know it's just, or can't control it. So you have someone in a relationship, and then they see someone, or they become friends with someone of the opposite sex or the same sex. It depends what sexuality you are. But, they become friends with someone who they deem attractive, and then they get this overwhelming lust for someone, this instinctual attraction. They might not be able to control that, and then they might end up like just, I want to go with this person. I mean, yeah, okay, that would probably be within someone who's got maybe an over interest in sex or something like that, or some sort of level of neurosis, maybe not sexual repression per se, but some sort of level of neurosis there. And then they're wanting to move, you see what I mean? Rather than having a fixated level of love on one person that, even if they were to be attracted to in a physical sense to anyone outside that relationship, they wouldn't do anything anyway, because they're very well aware and they can intermediate within their conscious attention between essentially, that's just instinctual attraction, and the thing that I feel for this person who I'm in a relationship for is actual genuine love based on experience, time, and all the rest of it, and stuff that we've done together, and the happiness we've had, and also the bad times we've gone through, because love it strengthens in bad times as well. And so, but we can see that, and then they stick for that one person. Now with me, I've always been the type of person to, it's why I don't think I would do well in relationships really, and this is grounded within a neurosis, but that essentially I would transfer my love, or I would transfer this attraction. So I would probably be able to stick with someone for 2 years or 5 years, something like that, I'm estimating. But after that, I find it hard. I'd find it hard not to see someone else, you know, with them blinkers, see someone else. I mean, oh, they're attractive, and you know, and they're nice. Let's say I build a friendship with, oh, they're nice, and oh, you know, and you know that little devil inside of you. Oh, you know, I could. So I'd find that, and that's again just me being honest. But as I say, that could be to do with you know, within my overall neurosis, and also with, let's say, within my neurosis, an over interest in the instinctual attraction or the sexual attraction or the eros, the sexual energy, essentially. And so therefore it leads me down that route. So you have a decision, obviously. Here we come to a decision. Well, right, what do? We look inside ourselves, we introspect inside ourselves, and we say, right, well, I'm gonna sort this stuff out inside myself so that then I can go out into the world and sustain a relationship for 30 years, 40 years, 50 years. Or we can say, actually, you know what, I quite like that life of just being with someone for 2 years or 5 years and then moving on to another person. And then, you know, I mean, yeah, there's an element of evil in that, don't get me wrong. And you know, ideally you'd want to mutually separate and let them know about the things that you'd like to do in the future. But yeah, there's the two options. You can either introspect and get rid of that overall neurosis, essentially, or overall little psychological deficiency, or you can say, screw it, and I'm going to go down that other route, although it would probably be, in the long term at least, psychologically degenerative, or give you some level of psychological instability. So but then it's like, do I really want to be monogamous? You know, do I really want to be monogamous? But yeah, I don't know. So it's interesting. Anyway, I'll leave it there, and I will see you in the next one, because we've been on for 1 hour and 36 minutes. 1 hour and 36 minutes. Can you believe that? We've got 32 people watching, so we're winding down for the night now, so we'll leave it there. Next video is coming on is it tomorrow? I think it's tomorrow, the next video. So the next video is going to be tomorrow, and then the video after that is going to be the 12th. Now, on the 12th, there is a very exciting video coming out. So I want everyone to be there at 7 p.m. 7 p.m. 7 p.m. 7 p.m. on the 12th, on Sunday, on my channel. Watch it pop up. Boom. Very exciting video coming there. Nice little new project relating to reselling, of course. So yeah, be there, or be square, as the youth of today say, or possibly the youth of about 20 years ago say. And I will leave it there for this one. So I will see you again very soon, guys. Thanks for joining me as always. Thanks for sticking with me for 1 hour and 38 minutes. We're coming up to now, and I will see you very soon. So see you very soon, guys.